Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to explain you about the most frequently asked question to me in my LinkedIn as well as my Instagram ID also, which is what kind of VLSI front-end domain projects can I choose in order to enter into VLSI domain? In order to have a good exposure on VLSI, what kind of projects do I need to choose? Do I have any examples on projects which I can do in VLSI front-end domain projects? Okay, so this is the most frequently asked question to me from many of second and third year students and also final year students. Okay, in order to have a good exposure on the VLSI domain. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about this particular concept, which is VLSI front-end domain projects that you can choose in order to have a good exposure on this VLSI domain. Because basically if you are some second or third year students and if you want to enter into VLSI domain, then doing a mini or main project on this particular VLSI domain helps you a lot in order to increase the weightage on your resume. Okay, so and also not only resume, by doing the mini and main projects on this VLSI domain will get you a good exposure on this domain. Okay, then you will know what is real time, how in real time how this particular project is going to work. Okay, so you will be having a good hands-on experience when you are doing a mini or main project on VLSI domain. Okay, and also if you are some second or third year students, doing some mini projects by using some simple projects also will help you to get a good exposure on this domain. So in today's video, we are going to talk about some of the projects, like not only the projects, like what I don't only mention the titles of the project, but also I am going to mention what is the concept that you are going to learn by doing that particular project. Okay, what is the knowledge that you are getting by doing that particular project. So this is the thing I am going to explain today. Not only I am going to tell you what is the project, but I will also tell you what you are going to learn by doing that project on your own, by writing the code of that project on your own. Okay, so let's not waste any more time. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing my channel and hit on the notification bell also. Also follow me on LinkedIn and also join my Telegram channel if you want to know the news related to the latest updates on VLSI job opportunities and also internship opportunities that I'll be uploading in my Telegram channel, which I encounter in my LinkedIn profile. Right? So now getting into today's video, VLSI front-end projects. So this VLSI front-end projects involves designing the functionality and architecture of ICs. Okay, using HDLs like Verilog or VHDL, and this mainly focuses on tasks like RTL designing, RTL synthesis, or RTL verification. So basically, this is the thing that is going to happen when it is the VLSI front-end domain. In VLSI front-end domain, everything we will do is designing the RTL designing and then synthesizing that particular thing and then verifying that particular design. Okay, so when you are designing a code or when you are writing a code or doing the project, you will be involved in any of these three categories, either designing or synthesis or verification, right? So, before going into some of the common VLSI front-end domain projects, like before going into what are the projects that we need to do or we can do in the project VLSI front-end domain, before going into that particular topic, I am going to tell you in order to do a VLSI project, in order to either a mini or a main project in VLSI front-end domain category, what are the concepts that you need to learn, or what are the concepts that you need to have grip on in order to do a main or mini project in VLSI on your own, in order to write a code. Okay, basically you all know that VLSI is categorized into front end and back end, right? So front end involves entirely on coding. Okay, so that means you need to know how to write a code. In order to write a code, what are the things that you need? What are the basics you need? What is the core that you need in order to write this code? Okay, so before going into the front end projects, what are the things that you need to know? First, I'll be telling that. The first thing is Boolean algebra. You need to understand the logic gates and truth tables. Okay, seems very simple, but this is the basic, at least basic, that you need to know. First one is Boolean algebra. Okay, and then digital circuit design. Okay, by learning the logic gates and by learning the truth tables, you will be taking one step more, which is designing this digital circuits. Okay, just like adders, encoders, decoders, multiplexers. So these all are digital circuits, right? So by learning the Boolean algebra, the next step is you need to understand how these digital circuits operate. Okay, for given number of inputs, how does this particular adder work? Like how does this react? So you need to know the operation of these digital circuits. And then the third important thing that you need to know is logic minimization techniques. So what is this logic minimization technique? You need to know how to simplify the logical circuit. Okay, so by knowing this, you can easily write the code, because code is nothing. Okay, if even if you are writing 100 lines of code, that is also a code. Even if you are writing the 10 lines of code, that is also code. But what is important while you are writing the code is your efficiency. Okay, the efficiency of your writing on the code mainly depends on this logic minimization techniques. Okay, by minimizing the logic, by understanding or by doing the minimization techniques of how to minimize the particular logic circuit, the efficiency of your code will be drastically changing. So that is why the third important thing that you need to remember is you should know how to simplify the logic circuit, which is logic minimization technique, right? And then the fourth thing is you should know entirely, since you are working on ICs, you should know entire family of ICs. What are kinds of ICs that are presently in the market? So you need to be updated with the ICs. Okay, and then the fifth and the most important thing is you need to have a good and thorough knowledge on HDLs, either VHDL or Verilog. Both any of these HDLs you can, it's fine whether it is Verilog or VHL, but at least you should have one good knowledge on at least one of the HDL, like either Verilog or VHL. Mostly Verilog is the best choice, because presently many of the real time fields are approaching for Verilog. Okay, but that doesn't mean VHDL doesn't have any market. But Verilog is easy to understand. If you don't know both Verilog and VHDL, prefer Verilog, because since if you are an engineering student, everyone will be having an understanding on C++, Java languages, right? So it's not at least okay, leave Java, at least C or C++ you will be understanding. So if you can understand C, you can easily understand the Verilog. That is why if you are familiar with VHDL, get good knowledge on VHDL even more. But if you don't know both of these, if you are in a dilemma to choose Verilog or VHDL, go for Verilog, because Verilog is very easy to understand, right? So these are the five things. Like first thing is, as I told you, once again I am repeating, Boolean algebra, digital logic circuit design, and logic minimization techniques you need to know, and you need to know about ICs, and you need to know good and thorough knowledge on HDLs, right? So after all these things, one thing you need to remember is you need to synthesize the code. Okay, whatever designing you are doing, whatever code you are writing, you need to synthesize it. So you need to use the tools, right? So you should have a good knowledge on how to use the tools. Like there are various tools like Synopsys or Cadence or Mentor Graphics. Okay, either of these tools will be available in your colleges. So you should know how to use the tool in order to synthesize or simulate your code, right? So these are the six important things you need to know before designing a code or before writing a code in Verilog HD, like sorry, in VLSA frontend. Like before doing any project, you need to know these things. Okay, now after learning these things, okay, then what you should do? As I told you, try to do in your second or third year, try to do a mini project. Okay, and then try to improve your level to the main project in VLSA. Okay, so here are some tips for you to increase your coding skills. Okay, in order to increase your coding skills in front end domain, because as I told you, front end is everything related to coding, and coding is a not one day process, not even a 1 week process. Okay, the more you practice on coding, the more you will be efficient in your coding. Okay, because coding is never ending learning, because even now I will be learning the coding skills, and you are as a beginner will also be learning coding skills. Okay, because if you see, I'll give you one example for this never ending coding skills example. Because if you see every code, for example, let us consider a simple adder circuit. Okay, adder. Okay, let us write a simple adder code. Okay, you will be writing it in one form, I will be writing it in one form, another person will be writing it in one form. That means a simple adder logic can be written in many number of forms. Similarly, if you are designing some complex circuits, just a simple adder circuit or simple adder logic is written, if simple logic adder logic is written in these many forms. Now if you consider some complex circuits, they can be written in many number of forms. Okay, so the more efficient you are in coding, the less number of lines, in the less number of lines you can be running your code, right? So this is what your coding skills means. Okay, so here are some tips for you in order to increase your coding. Because okay, before you may get it out like instead of telling all these front end domain projects, why is this madam telling all these things? Because without knowing any of these things, if you just start a VLSA project, then it is not worthy. Because before doing anything, if you know how the path is going to be, then it will be easy if you are preparing the things, and then if you are moving forward. If you are not preparing anything and if you are moving forward just blindly, then it is not at all worth it. So uh, if you don't want to listen all these things, you can skip this part and just go to the VLSA front end domain projects. But if you want to know all these things, and if you want to learn about what are the VLSI front-end domains, then check out this full length video. Right? So I'm just giving some tips for you. So first, try to begin with basic circuits, like simple circuits, and then gradually move to complex designs. Okay, first do some simple projects, and then go on to the complex designs. And coding or simulation is an essential skill when you are choosing front end domain. As I told you, coding or simulation is a real essential skill. Okay, for this, what you have to do, you have to practice daily on coding. Okay, and also one more tip is try to join various communities or clubs. You'll if your college is choosing some VLSA clubs, then you can join in those clubs, or you can join various communities in VLSA domain, either in your college or in online also. Like you can use various platforms like LinkedIn, Telegram, Quora. Okay, by using all these platforms, you can join to various communities which will be posting something related to VLSA front end domain, so that you will get knowledge on what are the VLSA domain projects, what are the kinds of coding. So all these things you will have a knowledge. Okay, and also after these things, like after joining the various clubs, if you get some code. Okay, basically if you, some people are interested in coding but they don't know from where they can take these codes. Okay, for such people, try to take the help of some open source projects. Okay, like during your free time, like after coming from colleges, if you're having some free time, try to take the help of this open source projects, you can choose EDA playground, for example. Okay, in order to simulate the code, or in order to check the codes in EDA playground also. So by doing this, what you can do, you will be having a good source of learning and practicing codes. Okay, by using these resources, you can have a good source for learning and practicing the codes, and then you can improve your coding skills. Okay, so these are some of the tips in order to increase your coding tools. try to begin with basic circuits, and then um, try to join some various VLSI clubs or VLSI communities in either online or offline also, and also try to get the help from open sources that are available in the market today, right? So these are the things. Now getting into the actual thing, which are project ideas in VLSI domain. So the first thing is either design a traffic light controller, or designing a vending machine. So basically, when you are going for traffic light controllers or vending machines, you will be doing that using FSMs, like final state machines. So by doing such projects, by designing traffic light controllers or vending machines, what you can do, you can just you all know that FSMs are used in various controlling applications, and by doing such projects you will enhance your understanding on state based designs. Not only these projects, but I'm just telling these as some mini projects also. By using FSMs, as I told you, since FSMs are used in controlling applications, you can go for some main projects also based on FSMs you can do. Okay, so that is my main motto. You can do projects related to FSMs. And the examples are, some basic examples are traffic light controllers and designing vending machines. Okay, so this is one kind of projects. And then the second thing is designing simple SRAM or FIFO memories. So basically, memory designing, you all know that memory designing is very important in VLSI, because when if you are learning some courses in Verilog system, Verilog, the first basic example that will be explained to you in the test bench development in system Verilog is either the adder or the memory. From that itself, you can understand that memory designing plays a crucial part when you are doing the VLSA projects. So by this you will be knowing that about, by designing such things based on memories like SRAMs or FIFOs, you will be understanding the memory hierarchies and architectures. Okay, basically when you are learning it theoretically, in your second and third years, you will be learning about this memory architectures, is it or not? So when you are putting into action by doing a projects like SRAM and FIFO, you can understand what are the memory hierarchies and why you are actually learning that memory hierarchies and memory architecture, why you are learning it and where you are implementing it. Okay, so by doing such projects or memories, you can enhance your you can enhance your skills related to memory hierarchies and memory architectures. So that why I'm particularly explaining about what we learn from this particular thing is, basically everyone will be doing the project and everyone will be displaying this project on your in your resume, right? So you need to entirely know about your project if you are putting that project in your resume, because everyone will be having your eyes on having the interviewer will be having his eyes on your particular project itself. Because if you understand 100% of your project, then he will be ensuring that yes, he is likely to take up the other projects that I am going to give him, because he has done 100% work on his own project. So that means he will be ensured that you will be, if you are given a chance to work on another project, you will be giving your 100% on that project. So which is why everyone will be saying, every teacher or a trainer will telling you to have 100% knowledge on your project, what project you are doing, either a mini project or main project. Because if you are understanding 100% of your project, then you can understand the remaining things also, right? So this is one logic behind why everyone say you need to understand your projects, right? Now coming to the third example, the third kind of projects that you can do, like designing the UARTs, either universal asynchronous receiver or transmitters. Okay, basically which is UART module, in order to design UART module. Okay, When you know about basically you learn about UARTs. Okay, in your engineering you will be knowing about this UARTs. You know that they are widely used in serial communications. Okay, so by doing this, okay, since we are going for serial communication project, by doing this, this project will help you understand about data transmission protocols. Okay, along with this UART, because if you are going, if you can understand this UART simple project in the future, when you are learning courses in system verilog and UVM, you will be learning the protocols like APB, EXI, okay, Ethernet. So these are different kinds of protocols like PCIe. Okay, so these are different kinds of protocols. If you are having a good knowledge on a simple serial communication protocol like UART, then with that knowledge you can move to some steps forward, like you can understand APB and then AXI. So in this way your journey of VLSI will be moving forward by this simple step of designing a UART protocol, right? UART module basically, right? So this is the one kind of project that you can do. And then designing a simple RISC processor, okay, some with some basic instructions basically. Okay, no need of having any more number of instructions. With some basic instructions, if you are designing a simple processor, okay, so by using this, by designing such processor, simple processor, okay, RASC is a simple processor, right, with some basic instructions. If you by designing such simple processors, you will gain a hands-on experience with processor architecture, is it or not? You will know about the, when you are designing it, then that particular processor architecture will be feeded into your memory, and then by that you can understand the processor architecture and fundamental principles on execution. Okay, how the instructions are executed. Okay, even though there are some basic instructions also, if you're writing it on your own, then you can understand what are the, how the instruction execution is done, and what is the architecture of that processor. In this way everything will be fed in your memory. So this is one of the, again one of the uh, kind of processor that you can design. Okay, simple RISC processor, right? So these are some of the projects that I uh, recommend to first, sorry, second, third year students who want to enter into VLSI domain, right? There are also some other uh, projects also. I'll be discussing it in the part 2. Please wait for that. I'll be uploading it as soon as possible, right? If you like this video, you know what to do, right? Please like it and also share it to all the VLSI aspirants who also want to enter into design and verification domain. So that is all for today. Thank you.